fill me in on the story.
So Rosanna
Oh, it's a story,
Pansino
really.
is someone that's been around and popular on YouTube for so long. I've actually I've crossed paths with her and her boyfriend a lot of times.
We met
Very nice. I mean,
somewhere.
we met her at like Vsauce birthday, and I think I also saw her when we were in New York. Maybe, I don't know. But she's known for being just like the sweetest person. She does like a baking. She bakes. That's her thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, what could you say about that? So here is the post that she just dropped on Instagram last night out of nowhere.
Big news.
This is big news.
This is big news.
And so, like, first of all, when I first read this, I was like, hold on, this has got to be a joke. Like Rosanna Pansino is doing a MrBeast expose. All the things that I can imagine in the world.
Not on my bingo card.
No. And so I'm going to read it to you guys. She said, just to give context, I've been allowing others to treat me poorly in private for so many years, I'm fed up. I'm going to start standing up for myself and finding my voice. Rosanna. She's putting some nutmeg in that attitude or whatever. Putting some vanilla extract in that.
Yes.
So I'm going to read it. And then she's going to call in. She sent me a bunch of clips and stuff, too. So I'm
Gonna read it.
Whoa.
Clips of
I have secret clips
Whoa.
that she filmed during the prank. Apparently her camera died.
BTS.
There's wait, do we have the code of conduct thing that they sent? They also sent me that.
I don't know if you sent me
That
that.
I have
I just
so
have the
many
videos.
receipts. Hold on, let me forward you this.
Sure.
Not
So
gonna read it.
everyone had to sign this code of conduct saying, like, there's rules about the game you can't do.
Okay.
And you're not allowed to film and stuff. So, but her camera died, and they told her just record on your phone.
Okay.
What rules?
Then at the end of the day, they're like, just hang on to it and send us on the weekend because everyone's tired. And that's why she has it. But she's got tons of clips there that are corroborating her story. Here is the rules and regs, Dan. I'm going to send it to you in a WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah, we got receipts, guys. I don't know. We do serious reporting here on the podcast.
Always.
All right, so here it is. It's titled MrBeast Lied and Edited Me Out of the Top 3 in Creator Games 3. Whoa.
They lied to you.
I participated in Creator Games 1 and 2 and was excited to be a part of YouTube's Creator Games 3, Hide and Seek at SoFi Stadium. Go ahead. Why don't you bring her in, Dan?
Okay.
And I'll read it with her.
Oh my God.
Hi.
Can you hear us? Can you see us?
Yes. Hi, you guys.
Hi.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. So nuts.
Thank you for calling.
It's
nice
been
to
so
see you.
long since
Yeah.
we saw you. I don't know. Years.
I know, it's
Right?
been forever. And right now, Mike's here too. This is welcome to our hotel room. We're in Hawaii right now for the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival. I volunteer every year. I do cooking classes, and then all the money generated goes back to community programs. And we've been working with them for like 7 years.
What a sweetie.
They need it more than
What a
ever
sweetie
now.
pie.
So, welcome to the hotel room. And then Mike's here just helping me with tech stuff. So I thought I'd just have him say hi to you guys.
Did I mention that?
Turn up the
have I
mic.
mentioned? I probably must have by now that I used to watch H to the Husky back in the StarCraft days.
Mike.
I was like a fucking.
Stop it.
No,
That
I
was-
was a big StarCraft
yep.
head.
Mm-hmm.
I was like deep in
Oh,
the
I
scene.
love that. He just
So-
started gaming again a little bit on his the new channel that he's doing. We just hang out and game in the evening, and
Oh.
Dude, he
he's
used.
really enjoying it.
I remember the days when you used to watch that.
All right, he's being modest, but in the StarCraft 2 days, he was a big deal. He was like one of the top announcers. MLG, that man was out in Korea. He was announcing the biggest.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Don't be modest out there, man.
The mic.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, he's quite the gamer nerd. He's very sweet. He's a
So
good one.
anyway, he's moved on, and well, it's not exactly the best job in the world, as I understand it, either. Is that right, Mike?
It was rough. It was,
Really?
It was,
I mean, yeah, I was doing
Yeah.
tons of shoutcasting. I technically never went to Korea. They wanted me to go, but I did like all the MLGs, and I think one year I did like 25 events, and basically
it was almost
absolutely.
30. You were traveling all the
That's
time.
crazy.
Ethan, I don't know if you know much about talking a lot, but it totally destroys your voice if you don't.
I don't know anything about that. Yeah, it is hard. It is hard, actually. Sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, sometimes you just can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
But
it's his fault. He created a monster with me. He helped me get started on YouTube, and then we
Is that
really
right?
didn't anticipate it kind of just snowballing. I thought I was just going to have my little cute baking channel and just do me, my little part-time thing, and have fun, but it just really blew up, and so we decided to switch gears together as a couple, and Mike started
Oh.
managing me more, and it just kind of shifted a little, but we didn't anticipate it, but we've been a good team over the years.
Nice.
I didn't know that you guys created it together.
Yeah.
Is that right? From the beginning? So you guys were together before the baking channel was created?
A little bit. We met actually at BlizzCon, watching StarCraft
God.
2.
Oh, everything
Mike
comes from
actually
StarCraft 2.
randomly sat by me, and we got to know each other, and I exchanged emails with one of his friends because they were shooting YouTube videos, and I didn't even know what YouTube was. They said, well, we need a girl. We're doing some music videos and stuff. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. But they really were so sweet to me. And so we kept in touch, and we started working together. And then we just really got along. We work well together. I loved hanging out with him. And then, yeah, we started dating later.
And I told her, yeah, you're perfect for YouTube. You should do it. You'll be huge. But I'm not going to promote you for like a year because I don't play that game. And so she made a bunch of like absolutely terrible vlogs, like the worst vlogs I've ever seen on YouTube.
Okay, Mike.
I think we
We've all
related
been
most of
there.
them, but
Yeah,
the
we've
first
all
one
been there.
was
Like,
incredible.
the worst vlogs I've ever seen. I fell asleep watching
I mean, she
them.
went to a flight museum and talked about the flight attendant outfits for like 20 minutes. I mean, this
Delta
is
has
you know
really
what?
cool history of wardrobe.
Don't feel bad, Rosanna. I used to send my early work to my friends, and they literally said, Ethan, you have to stop sending me that shit. My best friend told me, please stop sending me this shit.
Our
So
early
much
videos.
Surprised
Yeah.
I survived after that.
I will never judge anybody on their early videos.
Yeah.
He says he doesn't
Embarrassing.
remember, but I fucking
And
remember.
I don't know if it's helpful, but Mike was actually there with me at SoFi Stadium. So whenever I go to sets or productions, Mike always comes with me because he's my business partner and manager. But also, I briefly mentioned this on the podcast I was just on, but many years ago, I had something really bad happen to me on a professional set along the lines of Me Too, and I've never talked about it, and I'm not ready to. But moving forward, we just made a rule that I'm never alone on sets for my safety.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So,
that happened.
Mike was there with me at the Creator Games, and the whole thing is just was it's hard. It was even hard for me when I was like, oh, wait a minute, I have those clips, because I totally forgot about those clips that I had, because I had to vlog on my phone, and it was so hard for me to just even watch those because I was so happy. Like, I was so happy to be there, and I was just like glowing, and I was so proud of myself. And then to watch it now, it just, because I just don't feel that way anymore, and it just kind of ruined it for me.
So I guess the best way to. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned, but Pokimane is here too.
Oh,
She's
right.
co-hosting with.
Hi, Ro.
Hey!
Hello.
Hi,
It's the
beautiful.
three
How
of
are
us.
you?
Good. How are you?
Oh man, what a weird week.
I know. And dude, the fact you guys met at BlizzCon, I was like, wow, relatable.
So
I know. Oh my gosh, I love that.
So I think the best way to start is I'll read your statement, and then if you want to
Okay.
supplement anything, just jump in while I'm reading it.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. You can read it if you want. I don't know if you.
Gosh, I'm a terrible reader, but I'm dyslexic, so I mess up words.
Yeah,
but
Ethan is a little bit too.
I am
this
too.
took me
Yeah,
a long time.
I just
to
embrace
write.
it. I just
I'm not
embrace
gonna
it.
read it.
People are like, "Why did you wait so long to say something?" I'm like, "Well, I've been writing this for an entire year."
Yeah.
That was my joke, but no, I am it takes me forever to read and write, but the real reason, and we can talk about it, is he had us sign NDAs. And that's a part of it. And the other part is I just really value like my relationships with people. My friendships mean the world to me. And I talked about it a little bit before, but sometimes I put that above myself. And I'm learning that that's not healthy and that I can't keep doing that, putting other people before me as a detriment to myself.
It seems like you feel like this is a pattern of stuff that's been happening to you, and that's kind of what led to you making this statement about that video, right?
Yeah, I think that I've allowed it to happen for my entire life, and I think it's because of how I deal with things when bad things happen to me. I hold it in. When bad things happen to me, I just hold on to it. I shove it down. I ignore it. And I think people know that I do that, especially people that I get to know and I work with. So it opens the door to really bad behavior because I won't say anything.
I think a lot of women feel also that that's just kind of the expectation of them, to hold it in and just be polite and smile and not be like annoying.
I completely agree.
You have to stay silent and take it. And I just can't take anymore. I'm almost 40. I'm getting older, and I said it before, but I feel like my trauma tank is just full.
Overflowing.
It is full. It's just, there's nowhere else for it to go now. It's just spilling out of me, and I don't think it's healthy to hold on to it. I think it's really a detriment to my mental health, and I've labeled this my healing era. I really want to work on me.
So did you decide to break the NDA by coming out, or was there some kind of legal clarification you got on it?
We'll see.
I got you.
We love that for you.
I'll tell you this, Rosanna.
If anyone comes for you, we will stand in your way.
I didn't plan this. It's just like I was saying, my trauma tank is full. I just can't take anymore, and it just came out. And
I know what that's like.
Well, I'll tell you this. A lot of times NDAs are not enforceable at all, because you can't use an NDA to like hide malpractice. You can do it so that people don't share like spoilers,
right, or
and like
company
secrets, but like using an NDA to prevent legitimate whistleblowing is not really
what it's for.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes me feel a little
Although
better.
I am not a lawyer too, also I'll say that.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of good ones.
We've talked to lawyers a lot where I feel like that is something I think I kind of learned, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, it would be so silly for him to go after you for just genuinely sharing your experience and your feelings, right? Yeah. So I hope it's not something you worry about. You have a lot of people on your side.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. And when the video came out, at first my reaction was I was disappointed that my male friends didn't speak up for me, because I just were like, wait, you guys were there, that didn't happen. But I really took a lot of time to think about it, process it, and I realized that it's not their responsibility to stand up for me. It's my responsibility to stand up for myself. And I've been getting a lot of questions online from people like, well, who can verify your story? And I'll say the people who can verify it, but I don't want people to pressure them because it's not their fault. They didn't do anything. And they also had to sign NDAs, and they probably don't want to get in trouble. And I don't know what their relationships are also with MrBeast. So the people that could verify would be ZHC. He's so sweet to me. I really love him. He found me with MrBeast. They were driving in a golf cart, and I was in transition. And they found me, and ZHC gave me a big, big hug. But ZHC is business partners with MrBeast. So I understand. I'm not mad about it. I totally get it. And then Matt Pat, who's a dear friend of mine, I love him. I feel like he's my brother from another mother. He didn't do anything wrong. And he also is under, an NDA, and it's not his fault that Mr. Beast made these editing decisions. He has no say in it.
Right.
And then there's Logan Paul. He could also confirm what I'm saying. He was there. But
Logan's in on it.
Yeah.
He's part of the conspiracy.
Yeah, him and I aren't close. We had positive interaction, like working together. It was really fun. We actually did a shot of whiskey together on our little lunch dinner break. And I really enjoyed him. I was actually pleasantly surprised when I got to work with him. I didn't know what that would be like. And he had great sportsmanship. He didn't cheat. He played by the rules. He was kind to everybody on set. And
Dan,
I was
can you
taken
button that
aback by
up, please?
that. Yeah. So
here,
again, I don't know his relationship with Mr. Beast, so and it's not their responsibility; it's mine to speak up for me.
So let me catch everybody up. I'll go back to the statement, and I'll just read it here. It's titled, "Mr. Beast lied and edited me out of the top 3 in Creator Games 3. I had participated in Creator Games 1 and 2 and was excited to be part of YouTube's Creator Games 3, Hide and Seek at SoFi Stadium. After filming had wrapped, I truly couldn't believe how well I did at the competition and was proud of what I had achieved. I had placed 3rd. When the video was released, I was shocked, disappointed, and felt hurt that Mr. Beast had edited the video to make me look like I performed worse than I did. This was extra upsetting because I genuinely believed him when he said that his videos are authentic and real. He edited the video to make it look like the final 3 people were Larry, Logan Paul, and Zach King. The final 3 people are actually Zach, Quackity, and myself." I think you hit on something that's real important here, is that he always overemphasizes that his videos are authentic and real. And so, if I was watching like a normal reality show, I would say
kind of expected.
Of course they always do that shit. They edit it to make people look bad and change the story and stuff. But you don't expect it from...
Especially when it's like a competition.
Yeah.
With other creators
who
have their own fans that are watching and are taking, as you said, so much time out of your day to even participate. How long was that shoot?
Yeah, how long was the shoot?
Over 24 hours. So I stayed up for over 24 hours straight. I think I went to bed at hour 30.
That's a big commitment.
And it was tough. And the reason I really got excited for it was... not only was it this fun competition game with Mr. Beast, who at the time I really admired. I really loved all the charity work and videos that he did. I liked the, planting the trees and saving the ocean. And I just thought what he was doing was wonderful. And I just wanted to be a part of it and support it because I thought it was right on. I mean, I'm literally in Hawaii raising money for the community. So it's just kind of, it touched my heart. That's why I wanted to be in that environment. And the winner got $1 million, but not for yourself. It was to give away to your community. And that amount of money, people are like, why do you care? It's just a game. I care because $1 million to give to my community is life-changing. I could change people's lives. I could give 100 people $10,000, or I could give one person $1 million, or I could give 2 people $500,000. Like that is the ability to change people's lives. And my community, I'm OG I'm 100 million years old, and they have been with me through everything for so many years, and I love giving back to them. They deserve it. So when I did this, I was doing it for real. And he said it was authentic. He said it doesn't matter who wins because it's, all the money goes to charity. We're giving it all away. We're not keeping it for ourselves. And it just doesn't seem like that's the case. It's the difference between when you watch wrestling where, it's entertainment based and scripted versus you're watching an NFL football game, which you're hoping there's rules and fairness and letting the athletes compete and see what shakes out.
Right.
So in my mind, I'm thinking it's a fair game, but it's not.
So I'll continue reading it here. You continue. For the entire duration of filming, we all wore earpieces connected to walkie-talkies. They would announce in our ears when someone had been found or when we had moved hiding spots. If we didn't move, we were immediately disqualified. While I was still hiding, they announced that they had found Logan Paul. I couldn't believe I unlasted him. He's a fierce competitor. It was getting really late. We filmed for over 24 hours straight, and they eventually offered me money to come out of hiding and quit, which I declined. I had been counting the eliminations, and I was currently in 4th, with Larry, Quackity, and Zach and myself still remaining. Jimmy asked us to move hiding spots again to the side of the stadium with the mannequins.
Could I ask something real quick?
Yeah.
Did they specifically offer you money or they offered everybody money?
I know that in MrBeast games, when they're going on for a while, he will offer people money to quit. He'll also offer people money to give up where their friends are hiding. Like to disclose if you know any information. Like, I'll give you $10,000 if you tell me where so-and-so is hiding. So there's a lot of those things that happen. But I was, at this point in my mind, I never thought I would even make it that far. So in my head, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm 4th. Like, I could maybe actually win this. Like, so it started to feel real for me because I've been able to give back to my community, but I've never been able to give them $1 million. That's huge. So I just said, it's not worth it. I don't want $10,000 for myself. I'm here for them. So let's do this.
Yeah. I know, I feel what you were getting at. If like he was specifically thinking like, I want to get her out specifically and leave the other people in, or was he making the same offers to all 4 of you guys?
Well, I do know they mentioned that I don't know if it was in the walkie-talkie, because we had a chest, like a strap-on with a GoPro that was filming the whole time. So it was kind of like a cop cam, like it was always on. And then we had a handheld vlogging camera. And half of the time my vlogging camera worked okay. And then when it stopped working, they said I could use my phone. Because you can contact the walkie. And you have an earpiece so that people can't hear you because their walkie's so loud. So, oh God, I'm sorry. Where was I?
So I was asking if they offered any of the other contestants the like $10,000 to give themselves up.
I wasn't sure, but I do know that GPS, if they were having problems finding people, they can see kind of what area you're in. And they came to my area many times, but you guys, I'm such a good hider. They couldn't find me. And the first time I was in a cupboard on the ground, the bottom floor, and literally the guys walked in there and they opened all the cupboards, and I was like, okay, they're gonna get me right here. They're gonna get me. And I was in the smallest cupboard. They had like big ones, medium ones, and small ones. I contorted this little 4'10" body into the smallest space, and I was in there for hours. And they didn't even open the door because they were like, a person can't even fit in there. So they went in there and they opened all the cabinets, and my heart was like, oh, they're gonna find me. They're gonna find me. And then I could hear them saying like, she's not here. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, she's not here. But I was. They just missed it.
So there it is. I'll continue reading now. It was at this time that I was found in transition, moving to my next hiding spot. When Jimmy found me, he brought me to the field to be with the others that had also been found. I thought I placed 4th. However, Larry had fallen asleep and hadn't moved in a long time, so he was disqualified. And that was an official disqualification, right? Like over the radio, everybody knew. Yeah.
Yes.
And then, so this, and that was before you got found. So this meant you got 3rd place. When I arrived to the field.
And he hadn't moved many times. So I don't even know when he would have got disqualified. It could have been like 3 rounds ago, because he didn't move for a while. Like, he had us move. But he didn't move for a while. He fell asleep.
That is so Larry.
I love him.
Yeah. So when I arrived on the field, I thought I was 4th. And that's the clip that I found. Which I didn't even remember that I had, and I thought I was 4th. But then they announced that Larry had fallen asleep, and he's been asleep for a long time, so he was just disqualified.
And so you got 3rd. Then you say, when I arrived to the field, I saw Matt, Pat, and Logan there because they were seekers now too.
Yeah.
Jimmy said he was going to go look for Zach and asked if anyone wanted to join him. I offered to help, but he said he wanted to take his best friend, Logan Paul, who was a co-conspirator in this instead. I may have added some words. So I
Well,
hung.
yeah, the attitude was at that time I didn't really. Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. You're
yeah.
good. I'll keep going. So I hung back to start looking for Zach in a different direction with MatPat. I placed third, Quackity placed second, and Zach placed first. This is actually what happened. Despite Jimmy editing the only female in the top 3 out, I was proud of what I had achieved. I followed the rules of the game, gave it my all, had fun, and never gave up. They can't take that away from me. So he,
Play. True.
so he edited it so it looks like you got fifth.
Yes.
You got third.
And I agree that in a competition like that, for you to get to third against other men is like such a fun achievement that you were probably so proud of, that it really sucks that they took that out of the result, for people to see.
And just to be clear, there wasn't a gift. The person who got a gift was just first place, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes. But I really feel bad for Quackity because I didn't know him very well. This was the first time I met him, and he just seemed really nice. And he was really showing up for his community. Like, he was taking it serious. He was trying really hard. He was in it. Some of the creators, the game just went on so long, I think longer than they intended. They got bored and they just quit.
Yeah.
So, but Quackity, I just want people to know and to hear that he never gave up. He was out there, trying to get money for his community. He was doing it, and I do think he was robbed. I don't understand what happened there either.
So the other detail you shared with me is that Zach, the guy who won, in your opinion, cheated because he was up in the rafters. He was in the roof, which according to the rules that you guys had all agreed to was that you wouldn't go up climbing up into the roof and such kind of places.
Yeah, so they had the written rules, but then they also, before we started, got the group together and verbally went over a few more things. One of the things that Mike's mentioned is there was this fence. They were very anal about this fence. Like, we could not climb the fence, touch the fence, go over the fence. There was this big fence. They made a big deal.
It was like 2 feet tall.
Mike, how tall was it?
It was like a 2 foot tall fence that, like, I think went the length of the field, so it was like really a long fence. And they were using it as an example of, like, even this fence that's 2 feet tall, you should not be climbing over it. Like, they were very strict.
The other thing that they said is absolutely no climbing in the air vents or the ceiling. And they said it's because they do all their wiring in the ceiling.
Right, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not Die Hard. It's just MrBeast.
Right. So, I mean, if it was held accountable, especially because this was a YouTube original production, Zach would have been eliminated for cheating. He broke the rules, and guarantee you, if I climbed in the ceiling, MrBeast would eliminate me.
So this all comes down to I think you're feeling like I don't know what's the word. I want to word it correctly, but there seems to be, I guess, you're feeling some misogyny that's continues to affect your relationships with working with people in general, not just Jimmy, but in general.
Yes, this is unfortunate. I don't ever want to believe that, but it felt like a boys' club there. That's the truth. And I understand that people don't want to hear that, especially if you're a MrBeast fan and you love him. You don't want to hear negative things about somebody that you really admire or look up to. The truth sometimes is not pleasant. And it's also not mutually exclusive. People are saying he didn't edit you out because you're a girl. He edited you out because you're boring. And the two are not mutually exclusive.
Right.
He can edit me out because I didn't fit the narrative he wanted for who he wanted to be in top 3. And he can edit me out because he really didn't want a female there. It can be both. And I just want to remind people of that it's not an or situation. It has to be one or the other. It's just the vibe I got all day.
Yeah.
Even when, like, he would go and vlog with everybody, and even at the end of the night when he said, "Who wants to go find Zach with me?" I offered, and he was like, "No, I'm going to take Logan."
Right. I noticed you had mentioned that.
there was a lot of stuff that happened like that, which I would love to get my hands on the raw footage because there was lots of comments like that throughout the day, and it just made me feel a little sad. But I brushed it off because it's a big production, it's stressful, and I thought he might just be in a bad mood. But after I released this statement, I actually got 3 female creators, one's very big, who said that she had the same experience with him. And so it seems to me like this is more of a pattern behavior. And I totally understand that people may not be wanting to hear this or willing to hear it right now. And I think, time will do its thing. I think the truth always surfaces. I know for a fact that, you can't keep, I don't know, the crap down. It comes out.
Yeah.
Seems like he probably has a blind spot for, I don't know what's his demographic cut down on gender, but I can definitely see that he's having some kind of blind spot that he's just not.
It likely skews male.
Yeah.
Especially being like a little gaming adjacent and also like younger guys.
Yeah.
Probably.
The vibe that I got there was that, oh gosh, I'm like,
Take your time, Queen.
I'm like, how do I even say this? I felt like he had females there for optics. I felt like he had females there also because it was a YouTube production and, they wanted to have guys and girls be represented. But just because you're there doesn't mean you're welcome.
I wonder if you analyzed all the winners of his videos and competitions, what would be the gender breakdown? Because I have a feeling it would be like massively.
He does have women win, and I think that's the other part. Part of it is, I think, having women present for optics, and then also he makes exceptions for women who have very large followings because he's a businessman, and at the end of the day, if there's women with huge followings, he wants those numbers and those views. Those are his priorities. So, like Creator Games 2, or one was the D'Amelio from TikTok, Gals won. But that's just a good business transaction. So that is the feeling that I genuinely got.
So I think some people watching who are beast heads will say that.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, I'm calling them today. Beast Boys.
Beast Boys.
Yeah,
I like it.
They would say, listen, it's not that serious. It doesn't warrant all this going out and talking about it and making a big whole thing about it. And what would you say to that argument or that statement? I don't know.
I don't think that's fair. Everybody's feelings are valid, especially in regards to gendered issues, because these are things that we deal with over years and years and years and years of time. And when your trauma tank is filled the fuck up, one little thing is gonna make a splash. And either way, if it's not a big deal, then he can just come out and say, hey, I'm sorry that this happened. I
don't know how
whatever.
Getting
That's
$1
on him to
million is not a big deal.
Right.
I don't understand how giving $1 million to your community in any way that you want to is not a big deal. That is a big deal.
And a 26-hour shoot?
Yeah.
Non-stop?
That's a big deal.
Crazy.
And it
That's
seems
what
like-
I wanted to add is like, if he's presenting this as a real competition and he's inviting these people who have a life and have a job and have a
Their time is very
million things
valuable.
to
Yeah.
juggle, and they are taking this very seriously and playing by the rules, it's just not okay to then not follow the rules and just do whatever you want. They just dedicated their time. Otherwise, just hire actors. If that's what you want, hire actors,
By the way, when I say their time is valuable, just because I see people being like, ugh, I mean that they're busy. Thank you.
Busy, yes. And a lot of people also accuse me of, oh, you're just saying this for clout. If I don't want any of MrBeast's clout, and I would just encourage people to just kind of look me up over what I've been doing the last 10 years. I didn't get in the baking game for clout. Okay.
That is probably
The baking community is not a clout community. All right. It's not my cup of tea. It's not who I am. I have said many interviews that my philosophy, not only for life, but for business, is a marathon, not a sprint. I do think life is very long. I think the choices you make matter. I take my time with things, and I have never looked for a shortcut or a quick come up. This is literally, I cannot take people's crap anymore. I am so sick of it. It is affecting my mental health. I'm over it. I'm done.
So you've been carrying this for a while. It seems like you were just kind of like, that was so unfair. It sounds like, according to what you're saying, Quackity should have actually been the winner, and you should have got second place.
Yes, I think he was absolutely robbed, and he's a big creator. He has a wonderful community.
Yeah, yeah.
And he would have been first. I would have been second. Who would have ever thought little Quackity and a little baking nugget would make it that far? I think that that's a great story, but it's not the story he wanted to tell.
And then the fact they included Logan Paul in the top 3 makes no sense because he was gone. There's not even really.
He hung around on set, because you could just hang and help seek if you wanted to be a seeker. And some people did that for a while because you might get more camera time or whatever. They're there. So, but yeah, that's
why I think, and in my opinion, Logan is a co-conspirator, and also he is also responsible for everything bad that's ever happened
in the world.
I didn't know you felt this way about him.
I'm just kidding. I'm doing shit. I'm just doing shit. I'm not a huge Logan Paul fan, but that's irrelevant to this conversation.
Story for another day.
Yeah.
And another thing that's just happened is another thing people were asking me, and I really appreciate you letting me talk about this because it's so hard to come out with something, and then when people have questions, genuine questions, they want to know what's going on, they want more details. I can't write back thousands of people online over and over again the same answer, clarifying.
That's why I want to do a good job of asking you questions that detractors will say, so that you have the opportunity to address them now.
Yeah, and that's what I want too, because I physically can't write back everyone.
Yeah, of course.
And answer all these questions. It's just not possible. Right. And another question that I got was, well, why didn't you reach out to him privately? Why didn't you reach out? And
what does it matter if you reach out to him privately? Is my question.
The video was public.
Yeah.
I found out when it went public, and he didn't have the decency to contact me privately and tell me, hey, just to let you know, to make the video more entertaining, we cut you out. He didn't give me a heads up, and he lied. At first, when it came out, I almost thought another thing people are saying is, well, what if it was just an editing mistake?
Yeah, is it possible that it wasn't done in bad faith, do you think?
Oh. Okay. Okay. So these are all the thoughts that ran through my head when I watched the video for the first time, because I liked him so much. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. I was shocked, I was confused, I was upset, and I was going, maybe this was a mistake, but then he recorded voiceover and he said a blatant lie. So the voiceover in the video at the very end part says, I found Logan Paul literally 1 minute before Zach King.
Oh, so he's trying to even make it sound like he did second place.
That never happened. Logan Paul was found while I was hiding, hours.
Dude, that's so lame.
Hours before Zach
There's
King.
literally no reason for him to do that.
That is intentional. That's not a oopsies. That was intentional. And other people are like, well, have you talked to him? Have you reached out? And actually last night he did reach out to me.
Oh.
And oh my God, Ethan, I'm going to send you the messages.
Oh shit!
Wait,
I'm going to send you the messages.
MrBeast.
Hold on. Let me just.
to me.
Nice.
But can I answer from my point of view when people say like, why don't you reach out, blah blah blah? The fact that she was in his video doesn't mean they're best friends and she has like a direct contact with him or has that kind of relationship even. to be like, hey, buddy, what happened? It's like, it's not like that,
Buddy.
you know?
But also,
It-
like she
it-
said, the video's already out.
And the video is already out. The narrative is already out there. What does it matter?
You already felt like disrespected.
Beyond, I would never do that to somebody else, especially another creator. I've worked with and collabed with so many creators over the years, and I'm upfront. Like if it's a genuine video, it's a genuine video. If we're playing a game, we're playing a game. Like I'm just upfront. What you see is what you get, and so I don't appreciate it when the respect isn't returned. And I think it's wrong.
Yeah,
And
especially when you ask so
I'm
much
going to
of people.
send you these. I'm going to send you these messages. So this is. Oh, okay. Mike said he emailed him in. So right now, MrBeast wanted to get on the phone with me. He wanted me to give me his number and call him and talk it out. I don't feel comfortable communicating that way, and here's why. He will not respond to me any of my questions in writing.
Oh, he knows.
He keeps pushing it 3 times. You'll see, call him.
Girl, you are so right. People do that to me all the time too.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. Someone asks to call, I say, I don't have a phone, sorry.
The thing is,
write me.
I've been burned so many times by people doing that when I didn't know what anything.
You learned the hard way.
And then I go, hell no, writing only.
We're going to need that
exactly
answer
it.
in writing.
Yeah.
Yep. And whatever he can say to me on the phone, he can say to me in writing.
Exactly.
And I know this, unfortunately, because I've been in entertainment for a really long time. And unfortunately, I was in a situation different than this, but someone did this to me. And I learned the hard way. And so I'm not doing that again. And I asked him flat out. I'll show you. Mike is sending over the messages. I asked why he lied. I asked him. He won't answer. He says he can't remember. And so the very last message I sent him, I said, send me the raw footage and let's check the timeline. And I got radio silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Because he's like, dude, that's he knows if he puts, God knows what's in there, if you sift through the whole damn, I mean, God.
He's never going to share that.
Yeah.
No, there's comments he made to me on the elevator with Matt Pat that are just rude. I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
So we got the emails here. Dan's going to pull it up. Or the texts, right?
He keeps pressuring me to get on the phone with him, and it's because he can say whatever he wants on the phone to me, lie to me, and then deny everything he said. It's a smart business tactic. He's a smart guy. He's a businessman.
Cynical though.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I learned the hard way. I've been.
I
in
would
that
say
situation.
that you denying the phone call is a smart move.
Slick.
Because I feel like we've all had something like that happen to us. And so now we know. Once it happens to you, you know.
Can I give you a next level tip? Because this is what I did to BBTV.
Yeah, I'd love it.
Here's the best part, right? You can use that against them. I had this problem with BBTV where they had not paid me a ton of money they owed me. It's all resolved now, so I'm not trying to go after them. But because they were in Canada, and you got to check wherever he's calling from, there's tons of places that are one-party consent, which means you can record it. And so when I got on the phone with them, they're being like overly frank. They're being overly aggressive. They're being overly, they're saying it all like, hey, this is what it is. And so by recording that legally, then you get their asses even harder. But I don't. Jimmy's in where? Iowa or something? I mean, here, let's see.
I think North Carolina, and I don't know what their laws are. I know in the state of California, you have to disclose when you're recording on a phone call. But I don't, because he's in another state, I don't know what the laws are.
Yeah.
And
every state is different.
I don't want to get screwed again. I already got screwed. I don't want to get screwed again. And so I'm just trying to protect myself moving forward. And
by the way, it says in North Carolina, only one party has to consent to the recording. So get on that call. That means, that's it.
I did not know the laws.
When I
talked last night when he was messaging me, I did not know. So.
But to be honest, it's pretty. to record a phone call like that is pretty sneaky. It's it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not a good feeling.
Not just that, but it allows you no time to really think about what you want to say.
Yeah.
And it allows someone to pressure you a little bit easier because it's like a fast-paced
Mm-hmm.
kind of conversation. They can say and do whatever. It's just easier to give yourself time to say what you really mean, and they can do the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I said to him in the message. I told him to kind of like, I can't remember exactly, but you'll see it. I said, take time for you to remember, and then let's talk, and send me the raw footage, and then we can.
Here, I got the exchange here. So here he messaged you. How long after your post did he message you?
Oh gosh, I'm not great at this because there's a time difference in Hawaii.
It's like
And,
3 hours.
Uh,
I don't remember.
I don't know.
we were traveling, driving. Was it a couple hours? Oh, I don't know. I
Okay,
don't
that's
know.
fine. So he says, "What's your phone number? I'd love to call and see if we can figure out what happened." You responded.
Your message is so sweet.
He
I like it.
said, "You said, hey Jimmy, my intention of speaking up is not to be malicious or create drama. I was really hurt by the editing decision you made. Editing me out of the top 3 and making me look like I performed worse than I did felt awful. Quackity was also edited out of the top 3. Oh wait, Quackity.
Wait,
didn't
he
even get
talked
top-
about it?
Oh, whoa.
Yes,
Not
he
even
talked
top
I
about
didn't
this.
know. That's what I was also shocked by because
I have a
What's
clip
up?
on my.
I don't know if
on
I've
my
ever seen a
Twitter.
creator with more engagement than Quackity. Like he's huge. It's just in like a more of like the Spanish sector.
Hmm.
So maybe MrBeast was like, oh, that doesn't overlap. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
But I'm
wasn't
surprised I didn't
aware.
hear that. Yeah.
And then he didn't even
Yeah.
get top 3.
So I didn't know this. A fan actually sent me this
Can
But
you
I
send that to
guess
Dan and we'll open it?
Yeah, send
Yeah.
us the link.
a year ago. Quackity talked about it, and I didn't know that he had talked about it. And I'm really happy someone sent me that because it was at least somebody kind of collaborating.
Corroborate, yeah. For sure.
Corroborating.
Collaborating.
Corroborate.
Corroborate.
Yeah. You're new to this kind of
You're
drama,
really new
you
to
know. I have
drama.
The
corroborate.
legalities, yeah.
So it was just nice to have, like, I didn't even know that existed. So it was just nice to, like in my story, I was saying Quackity was second, and that's what he's saying in the video. And he was so confused too. Like, what?
So, what place did he say Quackity got?
Second.
Oh, you got
And
No,
it-
he didn't
and
say
it-
that he got second, but that's what he he technically
He
got
says
first.
it in the video. He goes
You're
like,
getting mixed up.
Oh,
Who did MrBeast say? Like,
oh, who?
in the video. What place did he get?
Who are the top 3 in the video?
Oh, I don't know what he placed him in the
I think
video.
fourth.
I think maybe it's in the
Fourth?
message, no? The
Yeah, it's
first
in-
one?
Maybe fourth?
Wait, he got 4th? No, they have a little thing. You go to the end. It
I don't
shows
know
you.
where they put him.
Put up. It was a little confusing because when I watched it last night, near the end is where the Lorray disqualification happens, and they just kind of go straight from that into
Right.
the final winner or whatever. So it's kind of
Mhm.
ambiguous, I guess.
Dude, I'd be.
Yeah,
That's
well, like,
fucked up.
Yeah. So he.
Did you put
okay.
in the video here, Dan? What's this new
Yeah,
album?
I'm trying to send it. It's being weird.
So there was another video that was longer, but it's in Spanish. So a fan found this one. It was in English, which I just really appreciate because somebody did transcribe the Spanish one, but it's still a little bit trickier to follow. So
Mhm.
I really appreciated someone finding something in English because he's bilingual, speaks both.
So here, let me read the text exchange and then I'll pull up the video.
Okay.
You said you continue by saying it really hurt. I was really hurt by the editing decision you made. Editing me out of the top 3, making it look like I performed worse than I did, felt awful. Quackity was also edited out of the top 3, and he also talked about it. I've stayed silent for so long, it's causing me mental stress and anguish. It's not mentally healthy for me to have someone make me look worse than I am to millions of people. I would never do that to a fellow creator. He said, obviously, I wasn't trying to make you look bad. Just give me a time we can chat. I'm not mad or anything, just want to help. You responded, why did you lie? Why did you say in the video that you found Logan Paul literally 1 minute before Zach? I outlasted Logan and was proud of what I accomplished. It actually built some confidence in myself that wasn't there before. Yeah, I see.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I don't know. It's been a while. Let's call and figure
that's
it out.
wild. That's wild. I don't know, been a while. And I mean,
Yeah.
you were being so vulnerable by saying that. So I wish he affirmed your feelings a bit more
You
Yeah.
in
respond.
your experience.
I'll give you some time to look into it and remember, and then we can discuss. I'm more than happy to review all the raw footage to help show the timeline of events. Feel free to send it over to my team. Let me know.
And then he just goes silent and hasn't written me back all day.
Yeah.
That was last night.
Just, I mean, okay. We didn't get the video link. I know I saw it somewhere. Where was it? I saw it in our document somewhere.
For some reason it's not
Oh,
sending.
it's my newest tweet.
Oh, tweet, so just can pass me. Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
pull it.
Mike said he's having a hard time at our hotel
hotel
internet. I'm so sorry,
Your
guys.
internet's great, by the way. though.
Yeah, the
Oh,
call is
Thank
working.
you.
Yeah.
We're trying our best.
Okay, here I got it. Yeah. Here it is. Here's
Basically, every answer he gave you was like, okay, cool, but can we get on a call?
Is it, I mean, just to give him the benefit of the doubt, or no, not to give, but just to do the devil's advocate thing. I mean, is it possible he's super fucking busy and just didn't have time to type shit out?
Not really.
Things are always possible, but I think that
Yeah.
Jimmy is very smart. He
I mean-
is a very smart businessman.
Mm-hmm.
It's also, they're all creators. They're all busy.
Mhm.
That's true.
Everybody.
Oh, in the video,
That's-
Quackity got 4th, but he actually got 2nd, and then Rosanna said the
So he
first
got
guy should have
4th? And he should have won.
in
He technically should
Technically.
have won by
What?
disqualification.
Dude, he got
Disqualified.
fucked.
That's
I mean, even from 2nd to 4th, still kind of sucks.
a big difference.
Yeah, I agree.
But, all right, let me watch this clip. But I will say this. I think Ela kind of had a good point. It's that he should have been taking your opening up seriously and made time to
Yes.
chat
Yeah.
with you in the way you wanted to.
Yeah.
I think that if he actually cared about me or my feelings, that he would.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, here's Quackity talking.
So I ended up being in 3rd place. I ended up being in 3rd place because they found me. But Lorraine was in that video and Lorraine was asleep. So I was technically 2nd place. So I was the 2nd place in that video. So I ended up being in 3rd place. I ended up being in 3rd
Yeah,
place
he's saying exactly
because
what
they
you're
found
saying.
me. But Lorraine was in that video and Lorraine was asleep. So I was technically
watched it.
2nd
Yeah,
place.
he's playing again.
Yeah, and then the other aspect. Do you think Zach? Is there anything you want to say about Zach King's participation? Because it sounds like I don't know if was it just a mistake on his part? He just kind of was like, "Yeah, I won." I mean, is it his spot? Do you think to say something like? Do you think he even know he broke the rules? That he intentionally broke the rules?
It's just hard. Yeah, that's hard for. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because I love Zach, so it's.
You feel slighted by him as well, or?
I adore him, and so it's hard. It's hard for me to speak up on things because I adore him, but what I do believe is in a fair game.
Right.
If they're presenting a fair game and there's rules and somebody breaks the rules, then I believe those should be enforced. I grew up, and other people are like, well, why do you care? You didn't even win, right? That's a question I've been getting. Why do you even care? You didn't even win. And even
Right.
if they changed it, you'd come in 2nd or 3rd. Who cares? And I would say I care because I do have good sportsmanship. I don't have a selfish mindset. I'm not like, well, if I didn't win, who cares? I'm a team player. I feel bad for Quackity. I think he was robbed. And he should have won. And I also, I grew up playing sports. I was on varsity soccer, varsity gymnastics. My senior year in high school, I was captain of our varsity soccer team. My team elected me in that position. I wasn't, because I am a team player. I care about people. And I do believe in a fair fight and a fair game. And I carry that into this game. And I was surprised as things kind of got closer and closer. I will say I was surprised who had good sportsmanship and who didn't. Because I think as the money kept getting realer and realer, as the people started narrowing down, it was really interesting to see people's behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And for as much as I didn't like Logan for stuff he's done, I was really turned off by that. He didn't cheat.
Mhm.
And I was shocked. But maybe it's because he just makes so much money anyways, he doesn't care.
And I was shocked.
I don't know. It's like, yeah, but
He did cheat. You just didn't see it.
Right.
but there's other people who they were doing things. I mean, I was surprised by Zach because I just, out of everyone there, I didn't think Zach would cheat. That's weird. I mean, that's weird.
Yeah, I wonder if he didn't hear the.
But that's up to Jimmy. I mean, it's all up to Jimmy. If Jimmy wants to have a fair game and enforce the rules, he's going to do it. And if Jimmy doesn't want to, then he's not going to, and he didn't. You know, so it's.
Here's one of the clips you sent me that you had recorded. Here's you and Matt Pat looking for Zach and saying he's probably in the roof, but you guys didn't.
I'm delirious. Okay, yep.
And so, and then you're like, well, why would we look in the roof? That's not even a legal hiding spot. So here it is.
Got found. There's 2 more people hiding. Matt believes Zach's in the ceilings.
I do.
But it's also
the only place they can be.
4:30 in the morning. So I don't know if this is coherent thought.
You're in the ceiling.
He's in the ceilings.
I've checked.
The point is that it was so absurd that he
Mm-hmm.
was there. You guys were joking.
Not thinking coherently.
But he was right.
He was.
That's
I have
a theory for
Matt Pat is so smart. He is like a fierce seeker. I swear he was a detective in another life. I was telling him there's no way that he's in the ceilings. He would never cheat. It's probably like a maintenance thing or something. That's why there's all the damage. He's like, nah, I think he's here. And Matt Pat is smart. He was right.
Wow. Here, I'll finish it.
All of the stadium.
He's in the ventilation. We're gonna jump up there. But
He
guess what, guys?
turned into a gaseous substance.
Right.
And now
right.
he permeates everywhere.
Matt, I found a key to a golf cart. Want to join?
If it gets me off
So
my...
you guys weren't even allowed to look for him by the rules that they set.
We could be, I think, seekers.
No, he's saying you couldn't climb.
Oh no,
Yeah,
we
you
couldn't
weren't-
climb up there.
Yeah, that's
no,
what I'm saying.
Matt-
You weren't even allowed to.
Yeah, we weren't allowed. We were joking, but no, Matt did not go up there. I didn't go up there. I didn't want to, make YouTube mad at me because this was I've been on a lot of YouTube originals and I pride myself on being easy to work with. So I've been on Markiplier's YouTube original. I've been on Jake Roper's YouTube original. I've been on Joey Graceffa's YouTube original. I've been on so many even TV shows, HBO, Food Network, NCIS, Glee, Nickelodeon, Disney. I've worked on so many sets, and I really pride myself on trying to be good to work with. So I don't go out of my way. If a production tells me, hey, this part's off limits, don't do it, I'm not going to be like, yeah, like, that's just so rude.
Right. And so I guess ultimately, is there some kind of thing that you would like to see MrBeast do in response to, like, what would in your opinion be the perfect response for Jimmy at this point?
I really hope that he would take accountability for the decisions that he made and be honest. Because I don't think if he isn't honest, there's really no place to go. There's no room to move forward or even mend things. Because if someone isn't being honest with you, he's already broken that trust. And if you don't have honesty, you don't have trust. And how am I supposed to forgive somebody if they're not even being honest?
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I also hope that it helps in the future because I may never get that from him. He may never be honest about the situation. It's not like he's going to go to Zach King and say, hey, give me that $1 million back. I'm going to go give it to Quackity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's going to happen, but I would just hope that at least in the future, he might think twice before screwing people over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that by saying something, it's creating an environment where people feel comfortable enough and safe enough to stand up for themselves and hold people's actions accountable. I just know that if I continue to stay silent, I feel like that behavior is just going to continue and it's never going to change. It might even get worse, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want it to escalate. I don't want to be a part of that.
I think you said your part, and if he wants to be honest about it, that'd be hard for him to do. You know what I mean? Like that would be. I'm just because he has so much invested in like people believing that his videos are 100% authentic. You know what I mean? That I feel like that would be a kind of devastating for him to have to admit that he was fudging the outcome.
And because he supposedly already gave the money, what could you do now?
I'm sure he's got another million stashed away somewhere. You know.
I'm not gonna lie. I was just hoping he would take it a little bit more in stride. Like for those saying, "Oh, it's not a big deal," or for starters, it's kind of the principle of the thing. But two, if it wasn't that big of a deal, then it shouldn't be that hard to say like, "I'm sorry, that must have sucked." And I mean, it really can just be that simple. Like I think it's very understanding to be like, "Oh, it sucked that you showed that you were placed worse than you actually were, and there was no ill intent," and move on. I was hoping that's what we would see in those messages.
Yeah, me too. I'm just getting attacked right now by his fan base.
Oh, girl, I know what that's like.
Yeah, they're like, you're only speaking up because your YouTube channel is slow. I was like, my channel has always been slow. I am literally slow and steady. And I am so happy with all the success that I've achieved in my life. Like I came from nothing. I am more than happy with where I am in life. And Mike and I have created many businesses that are not online that I don't even think I've told people about. But, you know, we also develop TV shows, and I'm doing TV shows and merch, and we have so many different revenue streams. It's not about money. It's not about clout. It's not about any of that. It's about doing what's right. And I just hope people can hear that, even if they're not ready to. It's just really disappointing, and it's really sad. And the video, I think I'm going to post it on Twitter. It's when I'm vlogging and I get caught, and I'm so excited. You can see
here. I have it. Do you want me to open that one?
Yeah, it's like, and it's hard for me to watch, but you can really like, you can feel it.
Here, let me find the one. It's the one where you're.
This is when we didn't know Larry had been asleep, so I thought I was fourth, but I was third.
Here it is.
When I came down the first floor, I was hiding underneath like a metal staircase, and I could hear people going up and down it. And then Jimmy told us to move again, so I jumped into an X-ray machine, and I was hiding in there. And then he said we had to move to where the mannequins were on this side of the stadium. And I think I was already on that side, but I didn't know that. And so I got out of the X-ray machine right when Jimmy is driving by on a golf cart. Just, oh my gosh, just bad luck. But I made it to top four, fourth place. So I'm really proud of myself because that's just a miracle. Never thought I would make it this far. And this has been an amazing day. Like, what is my life? This is incredible. Thank you, Jimmy.
Right.
So he took that away from you.
Yeah.
The joy you had in that moment.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he sees this and ends up talking to you in a way that you would like. You know what I mean? That's my hope, is that maybe there'll be some satisfying conclusion to this, but we'll see. You know, like I said, I think it's going to be tough for him to swallow his pride and admit that he fudges the numbers.
Yeah, I think it's a hard thing to do. I also think being young is hard. I've talked about that. There's a lot of mistakes you make. There's a lot of growth to be grown.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's at that level. I don't know if he's mature enough to get there yet. And again, I'm not in a hurry. I think the beautiful thing about time is really anything can happen. And I'm a very forgiving person. I'm really open. I just, things first need to happen, and we just won't know if they will.
Just to end it in a nice note, Olivia here is saying that you taught her how to do her science fair project in middle school.
Yes, you did.
Are you trying to make her feel
Yes.
old?
In 6th grade, I did the Dippin' Dots experiment because of you, because I thought it was so
6th grade?
cool.
What?
Yeah.
So oh my god!
My teacher
Oh
loved
my
it.
God.
I know. Thank
Oh my
you
gosh,
so
you were
much.
so
I'm such a big
cute.
fan.
Here, let me pull up
It's
that
so
video.
fun doing that. I love playing with the
10
freeze.
years ago.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah,
My
this
parents
video's-
did it with me.
This is from 10 years ago.
Wow.
Oh no.
Is this the one?
Yeah.
Oh my
Liquid
god.
nitrogen.
Nerdy nummies.
Hey guys,
To
it's
do that,
Ro. Welcome
Ethan.
to another
That
episode
sounds
of
cool.
The boys would love that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip to the. Let's see here.
We're
Oh,
gonna
so
do
They're so
is
sweet. He's so
here,
nerdy.
new syringe.
I'm just gonna mute it. Yeah. Oh,
He does like
cute.
and so how was your experiment? It was successful, Olivia?
My teacher
Yeah.
loved it.
Ah.
Yes, I can. I'll on Monday. I can show you guys. I still have the board. It's beautiful.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
There you go. Respect
Well,
Dippin'
that
Dots
just made
too.
my
Those are
day.
not easy to make.
Aw, well, you made my year, my science year.
That's awesome. Those look beautiful. We should do Dippin' Dots.
We should.
I'm gonna use this.
Do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So good.
Well, I will say this. Thank you so much for calling and sharing your story with us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks for having me, you guys. I really appreciate it. It just feels good to be able to like try to answer all the questions at once. So I can just.
Is there anything else that
focus
you want to
on-
address maybe before we hang up?
I can't think of any. Mike, is there anything I forgot? No. No, I think that I think it's
Mike.
good. Now I can finally I'm gonna go bake some cookies in Hawaii for
Yes.
little cuties. So
Are you one? You must be one of those people that bakes a lot but doesn't eat the baker stuff. You just make other people eat it.
that's what a lot of people think, and they're very wrong.
Really?
I love food, and Mike was making fun of me even on the show, our new Food Network show. We got a second season; it's airing right now, and I'm hosting with Dove Goldman, and I literally forgot we're on camera. Like I'm eating this cookie, like just like so I eat all the baked goods.
There it
on all-
is. She says she
And
eats, but she's not a feeder.
I get bigger as the season goes on, so our wardrobe progressively gets a little bigger and bigger. And then, my mom is Italian and eats a lot of Mediterranean diet. So then during the week, I try to eat really healthy. I try to counterbalance it, but I have a major sweet tooth. I love food.
There it is.
And in college, it got out of control, you guys. In college, I was obese. I'll post a picture online, but that's when I had no balance. I'm better with balance and portions now, but I really I love food.
I love it.
Me too, girl. Me too.
Story of my life. Rosanna Poncino, thank you so much. A pleasure, a joy to hear from you, and I thank you very much for
Take
calling.
care.
And H the Husky, nice talking to you as well.
Later, nerds.
Nerds.
The mic.
Bye.
Bye. Have fun in Hawaii.
Thank you.